What's good, YouTube? Sensational Sinceres here, and I'm back with another Tom Clancy's The Division Vendor Reset video. We're here for November 19th, 2021's Vendor Reset. So let's get right into this to see what we got good for this week. For our first gear items, head over to Camp Hudson. Here the weapons vendor has a classic M1A. For our next gear items, we're still at Camp Hudson. Head over to the gear vendor here and we have an operator mask with the talent Tenacious. For our next gear items, head over to the base of operations. Here the Dark Zone gear vendor has an operator pack with the talent Specialized. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the advanced weaponry vendor and here we got a Loud Windbreak. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the special equipment vendor and here we got a double barrel shotgun. Next we got a surplus SVD. Also here we got a military MK46. Next here we have a Spec Ops mask with the talent Rehabilitated. Also here we got a prototype stamina mod with 267 stamina and 1% critical hit chance, that's max roll. Also here we have a heavy magazine spring. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the special blueprints vendor and here we got a holster blueprint with a gear score of 256. Next here we have a stamina knee pads blueprint with a gear score of 256. And also here we got an angle grip red blueprint with a power level 34. For our next gear items, head over to Kermit Station. Here the weapons vendor has a Tyrant suppressor. For our next gear items, head over to Camp Clinton. Here the special equipment vendor has a Liberator. Also here we got a Cassidy. Next here we have a Gunslinger vest with the talent Vigorous. Also here we have a tactical pack with the talent Relentless. Also here we have an Omega rifle suppressor. Next here we got a small grip. For our next gear items, we're still at Camp Clinton. Head over to the special blueprints vendor and here we got a classic RPK 74 blueprint with a gear score of 256. Next here we have a first wave PF 45 blueprint with a gear score of 256. Also here we got a holster blueprint with a gear score of 256. For our next gear items, head over to Autumn's Hope. Here the gear vendor has a prototype firearms mod with 264 firearms and 3% skill haste. For our next gear items, head over to Madison's Stand. Here the gear vendor has a prototype electronics mod with 188 electronics and 3% damage to elites. For our next gear items, head over to the Grindhouse. Here the weapons vendor has a police UMP 45. And also here we got a Tyrant suppressor. For our next gear items, head over to the Firewall. Here the gear vendor has some operator gloves with the talent Savage. For our next gear items, head over to the Crypt. Here the weapons vendor has an infantry MG5. For our next gear items, head over to West 31st Street Checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has an operator pack with the talent Specialized. Next here we have an extended magazine. For our next gear items, head over to West 39th Street Checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a high velocity magazine. For our next gear items, head over to East 46th Street Checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a lightweight M4. It's not a good roll, but I figured I'd mention it. And also here we got a prototype performance mod with 4.50% ballistic shield damage resilience. For our next gear items, head over to East 42nd Street Checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a Gunslinger vest with the talent Rapid. And also here we got a prototype performance mod with 3.50% turret damage. For our next gear items, head over to East 40th Street Checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has an operator mask with the talent Refreshed on there. And also here we got a prototype firearms mod with 266 firearms and 3,132 health. For our next gear items, head over to East 34th Street Checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has an extended magazine. Alright everybody, that's it for our Tom Clancy's The Division Vendor Reset video for November 19th, 2021's Vendor Reset. Hope everybody tuned into it, found something that they needed. Smash on that sub and like button, y'all appreciate that support, and I'll see y'all with the next one. Take care, peace.